What can you guys see? Let's figure this out. Alright guys, today I'm going to be braising some lamb shanks. I'm going to start by gathering some ingredients and we'll go from there. So, lamb shanks. I'm going to sear them off in our cast iron pot here. I'm going to start by coating them in some flour. If you've eaten braised lamb shank, you may wonder why it looks so different right now. All of this lamb, as it cooks, is going to contract and peel off the bone. There's a lot of silver skin here and sinew, fat and marrow, but it braises beautifully. All of that connective tissue kind of melts away. You're left with this really tender and moist meat. Just lightly coat everything. Beautiful. So I got all the shallots peeled. Just gonna cut them into medium-sized pieces, about that size. As you can see, I have kind of all these planks. Now we're making them into batonnets. Everything in one step. Much more efficient to do things that way, because you're just repeating the same motion over and over. Now, I'm just gonna dice them up. Just capers stored in salt. Don't rinse them for too long. You don't want to lose all that flavor either. Let's start cooking. We've got some garlic oil. Got our mise en place here. Let's rock and roll. Pan is smoking, fan on. The other thing that flour does a good job at doing is kind of wicking up that extra moisture, which is going to give you a better sear on your meat. Here we have some frozen chicken stock that we're going to add. Okay. Carrots. Garlic oil. Caramelize them a bit, get some of that flavor out. While I'm doing this, I'm preheating my oven to around 430. I recommend convection bake because it's constantly circulating hot air. If you put something in the oven that's cold, the air around it's also going to get colder. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now we're going to cook off some tomato paste, which is frozen, so might take a little bit. 2 slabs. It's okay. Tomato is a classic mix for meats in general. Tomatoes contain monosodium glutamate. So that really enhances the umami, meaty flavors. Quickly deglaze a bit with red wine. As you can see, the fond on the bottom of the pot start to build. And that's great, that's flavor, but you don't want it to get too dark because then it's going to start to taste burnt rather than a nice caramelized taste. Here we've got confit garlic puree. Check out that recipe. It's sweet, very similar to roast garlic. Deglaze again. Yeah. Crushed tomatoes. Oh yeah. Now I'm going to take our stock. It's still a bit frozen, but it's going to melt quick. I really like chicken stock. I want to taste the delicate lamb flavors. A beef stock's going to overpower it just a bit. While that melts, we can add our aromatics. A couple bay leaves, dried basil, a little oregano, and just a very light pinch of cinnamon. I go crazy. I've added a bit more of the red wine. We're going to add our capers now. Some sea salt. Now we're not gonna throw this braising liquid, and actually we're gonna reduce it a bit. You don't wanna over season because it's gonna get way too salty. It's still gotta be somewhat seasoned when we add the lamb because that salt is gonna penetrate the meat and it's gonna make the meat taste better. Give it a little scrape around the edge. Beauty. In she goes. All right, after half an hour, you can see the meat is already starting to peel off the bones a bit. Approaching first hour of braising. I remove the lid. I want to reduce the braising liquid a bit. You get less of the steaming, get more of that Maillard reaction, more of that flavor. We're gonna turn the meat every, let's say, half hour. It's amazing how much they transform. It's a labor of love, you know? Okay guys, my kid's awake, so time is of the essence. Yeah, now it's starting to look nice and braised. Look at that. Alright, I'll be right back. And we're back. Cool. First of all, it smells amazing in here. Like a Sunday roast. It's cooked from raw to like very firm, and now it's starting to turn really soft again. You can actually still overcook stewed meat. Lamb shank is incredibly forgiving because of all of that sinew, all of that connective tissue. Back in. 2.5 hours of cook time. That looks like it's just about done. Yeah, it's feeling good. Oh yeah, that's done. You can see the sauce is thickened from reduction and collagen. So we're gonna flip them one more time. We're gonna turn the oven off. Oh yeah, baby. I'm gonna let the meat rest, get some of these flavors. Okay, that's beautiful. Top goes back on, oven's off. Just let it sit. There it is. Ciselé, as they say in French. Doesn't get much better than that. That is just falling off the bone, man. It's so rich. God damn, that's good. From this point, serve with mash, couscous, polenta. Maybe try Israeli couscous, the big fat ones. Shred it up with the sauce, kind of like a ragu, but just like per person, just giving them a nice leg like that. Fantastic. So stick around for the next couple of episodes. I'm gonna be using this meat for different projects. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.